Welcome to the Namibia Annual Sports Expo. My name is Limba Mupetami. We have a host of interviews lined up for you guys from different federations in the country, just speaking about, just some of the success stories, highlights of what they are busy with, and so much more. This is, of course, just to inspire those that are out there who would like to join some of the clubs from these federations. And of course, for people just to get, general information about what these federations are for. Please stay tuned. Good day, my name is Limba Mupetami. In studio today, I'm joined by Mr. Bradley Ferreira from the Namibia Motorsport Federation. Of course, Mr. Bradley, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, when we're talking about motorsport, what exactly are we talking about? Are we talking about spinning, that type of thing? I would like to know. Well,
to take you back a bit, when we talk about motorsport in Namibia, we have to go back prior to 1984. Back then, motorsport in Namibia was regulated by the Automobile Association of South Africa. Mm-hmm. The organization was basically called Southwest Africa Race Control. That's what it was called. And in 1984, the Executive Council of the Namibian Motorsport Federation back then decided to break away from the AA and form an independent body. Then that body was formed, and basically they had the opportunity then to regulate or to affiliate and associate with the world governing bodies, which is the FIA for automobiles and the FIM for motorcycles. But in Namibia, motorsport, they are very different. It's a vast segment. We've got the motoring codes, which is everything with four wheels, and we've got the motorcycling codes. Under motoring codes, we've got the spinning, we've got drag racing, we've got circuit racing, rallies, we've got fuzzbait even. Under motorcycling, we've got codes like MX and Enduro and stuff like that. So in total, we've got about 10 codes that falls under the NMSF.
Great. Now, at the moment, what are just some of the things that you guys are busy with in the sport code?
Well, COVID has actually affected motorsport negatively since last year. I mean, if you watch the news, if you watch TV, you even see like the events like Formula One came to a total standstill. And the same that happened there happened here with us too. Mm. So the FIA embarked on a project to launch a digital motorsport segment. Digital motorsport, you can take part from the comfort of your own home. All you need is a rig and you need a PC. So, and it's more accessible for everyone. So everyone can take part in motorsport. They can still do what they love without running the risk of attracting COVID or going out there. So the NMSF it's embarking on a project next year to roll out a digital motorsport segment, by which we are going to visit different towns, different schools throughout the year. We're going to get simulator rigs. You know what a sim rig is? Is that rig where you sit in with a steering wheel and the screen and all that? Mm. We're going to take those across the country, all over the country next year. And combined with that, we are rolling out a Girls on Track program next year as well. What Girls on Tracks is basically we're going to identify women and young girls that are interested in motorsport. We're going to take them through all the courses, through all the channels. We're going to put them in a go-kart. We're going to put them in a simulator. And if we find a hint of interest, we're going to develop that person up to the point where that person can eventually become the next champion, female champion in Namibia, because women in motorsport is global now. Yeah. And the FIA is actually promoting that now as well. So we are looking at that next year too.
Fantastic, women empowerment. Yeah. Now, just talking about the code in general, the expenses that come with the involvement. And how does one join? If you don't have money, how does the interest?
Well, yeah.
How do you promote it? And number two, also just the safety aspect of motorsport in Namibia. How do you guys the initiatives maybe just to keep the participants safe?
Yeah, let me start with the safety aspect first. When the Southwest Africa Race Control Body joined the FIA and the FM in 1984, and subsequent to that, they had the opportunity to adopt a set of general competition rules, and these rules govern motorsport all over the world, okay? So they had the opportunity to enforce and to regulate these rules. And with that rules, every specific code in Namibia has got a set of standing supplementary rules and regulations as well, which govern that specific sport code as well. So the NMSF is very on the forefront of training officials. We've got official training twice a year. And that's still something that people out there don't realize, because motorsport is extremely dangerous. Mm-hmm. It's a very dangerous sport. And the officials need to be properly trained to actually know what they're doing on the day. So we've got our rules, we've got our trained officials. We are affiliated to the Namibian Sports Commission, which means that all our events are sanctioned. Mm. On the other side, on the cost side, of course, motorsport is very expensive as well. I mean, just to give you an idea, if you take rally, for example, in my opinion, is the most expensive code. Depending on where you want to be, some rally cars are a couple of $1 million is what the guys spend to actually participate here. But if you are interested in motorsport as a club or as an individual, you've got options. As a club, you've got the option to affiliate with the NMSF. That affiliation costs $4,500 a year. Of course, when you affiliate, you have the right to host sanctioned events. You have the right to get your marshals trained, your officials trained, and your participants trained and stuff like that. As an individual, if you want to take part in motorsport, you can take out a national competition license. If you've got a vehicle that you think is up to it, you can take out a national competition license. That's $1,200 per year. Mm. You can take part in the championship, and you can eventually be crowned national champion. Because all our codes actually have national championships. So you have an opportunity to be crowned a national champion.
Okay, this is a personal question of mine. Most of the guys in motorsport, the guys who do spinning and so forth, they alter cars. A guy has a BMW, for instance, and then he, do you say implement or put in so many other things? Is that allowed in the code?
Yeah, you are allowed to modify your car. Spinning, for example, the less parts your car have on, the better.
The car runs.
Other codes like drag racing and circuit racing, the guys do performance modifications because there you're actually judged on speed and time. Spinning is actually a new baby for us because we are the only association in the world amongst 187 that have actually been able to control spinning as part of the NMSF. Nowhere in the world has that happened before.
All right, so the car that you are modifying, is that car allowed to be on the road, on the normal roads?
Well, you've got options. You can either go to the dealership, you can buy yourself a Golf 7R and you can do some software and you're going to be the fastest on the track. Or you can buy a second-hand car, you can modify it, you can put in a roll cage, but all those things are guided by the rules and the regulations. So the faster you go, the more safety your car needs, and you are judged in different classes.
Okay.
Yeah,
but that same car cannot be on the normal roads.
You can take part with your daily driver if it's fast enough.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, interesting. Yeah. Now, just some of your success stories that you have had so far, and maybe just some of the development plans that you have for the code.
Well, the development plans that we are focusing on, as I mentioned earlier, was the Girls on Track and the digital motorsport that we are looking at launching from April next year. The success stories, because motorsport is so expensive, for us to compete on an international level is quite difficult. We've had Ingo Waldschmidt. He represented Namibia at the Dakar Rally already. We've had two other competitors qualify for the Dakar Rally, and we've got many cross-border relationships with countries like Angola and Botswana and South Africa. So our competitors regularly go cross-border, take part, whether it's circuit racing or drag racing or off-road rallies or whatever the case may be. And that's where they gain the experience, and that's where we actually build synergies. In the Expo launch yesterday, one of the speakers talked about synergies and everyone pulling into the same direction. So that's what we're looking at, and that's what we're doing. So individual success stories, there are many, but when we go across the border, we go as a team. And our guys perform very well there.
Perfect. Yeah. Now, the registration process and some of the fees that are involved for people who are out there who would like to join motorsport. Well,
first of all, I would like to invite people to actually visit our website. It's www.motorsportnamibia.org. All the details are on there. If you want to take out a national license, the national license documentation is on there. If you want to register as a club, the registration documents are on there. And if you need any information, you can visit or you can send an email to info@motorsportnamibia.org, and we're always ready to reply and to answer you and to give you information.
All right.
What you need.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bradley Ferreira, for just explaining just some of the processes that are happening there at the Motorsport Federation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to the viewers as well for tuning in to just watch this interview.
Thank you
so much, guys.
We can't wait to be together again. But until then, let's stay safe.
You know, a few weeks ago, I would never do this on a Saturday morning. Back then, I was standing in line all day. Now it's just like that.
You are using the FNB banking app like I told you.
Girl, it saved my weekend. Now I can do all my banking on this.
Payments, transfers, checking statements.
Even opening accounts.
Just like that.
Oh, did I tell you what my husband did?
Even me, I want to save time with the, what's the name of the app?
FNB app.
Don't be left behind. Make the switch to the FNB app, online banking or cell phone banking, and change the way you bank to change your life. FNB, how can we help you?